Yo, how's it going, everyone? This is Mitchell Mander here, and a couple days ago we got some new episode titles and summaries. Didn't really have time to tackle the new episode titles and summaries for Pokemon Horizons, but we're gonna do that in today's video. For episodes 94 through 97, we have summaries for 3 out of the 4 episodes, with episode 97 just having a title. But we'll talk about all these episodes in this video, so yeah, we should probably start doing that now. Actually, before we get started, I just want to say if you're someone that's brand new to the channel and you like this type of content, it'd be pretty cool if you subscribe to the channel, like the video, watch the video to the end, and also hit that notification bell. All those factors really do help, and I would definitely appreciate it. Now, let's talk about these upcoming episodes in Pokemon Horizons. Okay, first up we have episode 94 Pokemon Horizons that airs on May 2nd and it is titled The Pokemon Center Lady. When Liko and the others learn that more and more Pokemon in a forest are getting sick, they begin to investigate whether or not this is because the Pokemon are affected by Requiem. In the process, they run into Mollie, who's treating poisoned wild Pokemon. Mollie is currently working at a Pokemon Center. But the happy reunion gets interrupted by cries from scared Pokemon coming from the depths of the forest. As they continue further in, they find a berserk Vileplume, scattering poison in all directions. Oh my goodness. Okay, so Mollie, the first Rising Volt tackler that we run into, well, I mean, I guess adult, because technically Roy running into Liko would be the first one. But the first Rising Volt tackler adult that we come across. And I find it very interesting that she's working at a Pokemon Center now, because she didn't want to do this. She indicated that she didn't really care for this lifestyle, and she wanted to basically go out traveling and help Pokemon in the wild. So it's kind of interesting that she's gone kind of back on this and gone back working at a regular Pokemon Center. I'm wondering if this is going to be the same for like the other Rising Volt tacklers. Maybe they just went back to what they were doing before they went on the Bravasagi and became part of the Rising Volt tacklers. Like we could see Ludlow probably like fishing somewhere, probably in his hometown or something like that, in Johto. We're in Johto already, so maybe we'll be running into him soon. And then we have Murdoch, who probably went back to Galar and was working with Mitchell now. Maybe we'll be going to Galar at some point again. And then we have Orla, and I believe she was in Hoenn. She worked at a construction company. Maybe she's gone back to doing that, and that's kind of how we kind of meet up with everyone. Or they could be, you know, somewhere else, maybe close by in Johto or something. Who knows? But if Mollie's back at the Pokemon Center, I would not be surprised if the other Rising Volt tacklers have gone back to doing what they were doing prior to being part of the Rising Volt tacklers and being on the Bravasagi. So, yeah, there's that. And personally, I'd kind of like to see a little bit more about Mollie's backstory. We got a little bit, you know, her talking about it a little bit, but I've always kind of wanted to have her like run into like a Nurse Joy or something like that, and that they recognize her and like, oh yeah, she's part of our family or something like that. Maybe get a little bit of insight on that, but not really expecting to see that in the episode since we got a Vileplume that's on Requiem causing a lot of problems, and that's going to be the main concern of the episode. But yeah, I would like to know a little bit more about her past, but maybe we'll get a little bit here, but who knows. I think the main focus is why she's back here, you know, why she's doing what she's doing, and, you know, where we go from here. Now, will Mollie start traveling with Liko and Roy? Probably not. I think she's probably going to hang back and treat Pokemon at this Pokemon Center for the time being. I think what's probably going to happen is once we've kind of met up with everyone, we'll eventually run into Orla, and then we'll probably get back on the Bravasagi and pick up everyone at that point. And then probably at that point, Alt will be on the crew as well. So I don't see Mollie traveling with Liko and Roy. I'd be kind of surprised if she started traveling with them and they just picked up everyone. We're just on the road together. That'd be kind of interesting. We'd probably have a lot of characters that'd be traveling together at that point. But my expectation is that we're going to pick up Mollie later on once we get Orla and the Bravasagi and we just get everyone. That might be towards the end of this arc. So my expectation is she's just going to hang back, treat a bunch of Pokemon, just do what she needs to do for the time being, and then leave her job at the Pokemon Center and get back on the Bravasagi once we have the whole crew back together. But yeah, anyways, look forward to this episode when it airs on May 2nd. Okay, moving on to episode 95. It airs on May 9th, and it is titled The Strong Spear. Liko and Roy make their way into an Exceed testing center, where a demonstration battle showcasing the Strong Spear, a new product that makes Pokemon stronger, is taking place. However, just then, Alt arrives at the testing center as well. Okay, I think this should be a pretty interesting episode. I'm very curious about the Strong Spear. Is it like a variation of the Requiem Spear? Or is it the Requiem Spear and they've just taken out Requiem and just replaced it with Strong, since, well, Requiem makes Pokemon stronger and also causes them to go kind of berserk, so I'm kind of curious to see this Strong Spear. Maybe they've done some advancements with the Requiem where they're giving like a little bit to Pokemon. Not enough to make them go berserk, but enough to make them a lot stronger. So I'm curious as to see if this is going to be the case. Like, I remember Spinel talking about to Lucius that, hey, you know, we got technology now. We can actually use the Requiem for the betterment of Pokemon and mankind. We can utilize it, you know, research it, and actually use it to its strongest potential or something like that. So maybe this is kind of like, you know, an extension of what he was talking about, you know, a year earlier. And here it is 1 year later, and they developed the Strong Spear, which is a variation of what Spinel was using in episode 89. So I'm curious to see if that's going to be the case. Now, when it comes to Alt's role in this episode, I really hope he's utilized well and he doesn't end up being annoying. Because, yeah, so far in the series, yeah, he's been more annoying than anything else. So I'm really hoping, you know, the series starts showing off Alt in a better light. Because I know we're only a few episodes into this arc so far. But so far, I'm not really feeling this character. So hopefully this episode goes in a different direction and maybe utilizes him in a really good way. Like, I feel like in this episode, there's a chance that he ends up going up against a trainer that has a Pokemon that's influenced by the Strong Spear. We'll say that things are going well at first, but then suddenly it starts going berserk, like it's under the influence of like a lot of Requiem or something like that. Or they end up, you know, I don't know exactly how this episode's going to go, but maybe the Strong Spear gets like used again. And then at this point, the Pokemon goes berserk, and it's Alt that has to step in and kind of save the day. And then Liko and Roy can play support in this case, but Alt has to be the one that has to resolve the issue. And I think that would be pretty good. It would allow Alt to, you know, do something on his own, completely on his own, and, you know, resolve the issue by himself, with Liko and Roy just being there just in case they're needed. So hopefully he ends up being utilized well in this episode and not just ends up ruining things. Like, I don't want him to just show up and ruin things like he did in episode 93. We had a really good battle going on in that episode, and he just shows up and ruins things. So, yeah, I really want Alt to be utilized well in this episode, and I hope that's the case. So, look for this episode when it airs on May 9th. Okay, so next up we have episode 96 of Pokemon Horizons, airing on May 16th, and is titled Clash, the Dragon Speed Gang. Liko and the others learn of an eyewitness account of a black Rayquaza near Blackthorn City, home of the clan of dragon Pokemon trainers. But when they head there to investigate, a trio of masked Cyclizar riders show up. Oh boy. Okay, so interesting. We're in Blackthorn City. That's pretty neat. It'd be really cool if maybe Claire would show up, or at least have a cameo of some sort. That would be cool, but yeah, it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case, since it seems like we're going to be dealing with these Cyclizar riders, and we're going to be dealing with them. Get the feeling it's going to be kind of similar to a OG Pokemon episode from the original series, where Ash, Misty, and Brock ran into a gang of bikers in Kanto. Kind of getting some similar feels here, but yeah, different circumstances. Obviously, we are looking for the Black Rayquaza. And we got some more eyewitness accounts. Maybe this time around they'll be legitimate, since in episode 93 that one was not legitimate. But maybe this one will be, so I guess we'll see. But yeah, so far this episode, it sounds like it could be a fun episode. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it'll be similar to maybe episode 93, but maybe better. But I'm very curious to see how this episode's going to be going. Also, the Cyclizar being in Johto here, rather than Paldea, is definitely a choice. Was not expecting that. So that's kind of neat. But yeah, I'm kind of interested to see what's going on this episode. Like I said, I would like Claire to show up, but at this point, I'm not really sure if that's going to be the case. Since obviously she's not a focus in the episode, so her chances of showing up are pretty slim. Be cool, but again, chances are very low that she'll be showing up here. But anyways, look forward to this episode when it airs on May 16th. And lastly, we have episode 97 of Pokemon Horizons that airs on May 30th. And yes, we do have a 1 week break. We will not have an episode airing on May 23rd. I believe there's a tennis tournament that's going on that weekend. So, yeah, no episode airing on that day because of that. So, 1 week break between episodes 96 and 97. So, it airs on May 30th and is titled The Mischievous Stunfish's Lovely Smile. And there is no summary for this episode. And because the title is not really telling me a whole lot besides the Pokemon and there's no summary, there is really nothing for me to talk about when it comes to this episode right now. All I can say is I hope that this is a pretty interesting episode, and hopefully maybe we'll run into a familiar character in this episode. I guess we'll find out when this episode airs, but until then, unless we get a summary, yeah, there's not really much I can say about this one, so yeah, again, I guess look forward to this episode when it airs on May 30th. Alrighty guys, that's all I got for this video, so in the comment section down below, post your thoughts. What do you think about these upcoming episodes? Are you excited for them? Which one are you most excited for and why? Post your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you're someone that's brand new to the channel, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And yeah guys, that's all I got for this one, so have a great day or night wherever you're at. And I will see you all later. Bye now.